Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a new hacker box. This is the Amulet of Entropy. It is an older hacker box, so it's Hackerbox 0080 Entropy, and it is one of the badge hacker boxes that is currently on sale. Let's take a look at what's in it. So we got some pins, some little crystals, a couple of little things, some more boards, looks like a round screen, a couple of PCBs. They're heavy. Feel cool. Really cool design. Got some tacky paste. Some multifunction clip tweezers. I need a pair of these. I had some plastic tip ones that broke, so these will definitely come in handy, especially for a lot of this surface mount stuff. And then we have a whole sticker book, or sticker page, I guess. They feel really well for a sticker page. I know a lot of times when they're in a page like this, they just feel that nasty glossy. And we have the Hackerboxes Amulet of Entropy. Some information about the screen that goes on it. Got an RP2040 that we'll be using for it, which is the same board, I believe, that we just used the other day. No, we used an RP2041 by Waveshare. This is a 2040 that we'll be using. So cool. Alright, so let's look at the online guide for it and the page. So as I mentioned, it is currently on sale. It is 7/4 when I'm recording this. Not sure when this will get out, so it may not be on sale whenever I do post it, but it's definitely one to check out. It's one that's still available, and it seems like a really cool project from what I've seen so far. So the guy who actually created this badge, this Amulet of Entropy, actually has a full page on it that you can go and learn a lot more about it. I'm not going to dig into that right now, but let's look at the instructable page for it. So all our supplies. I'm going to let y'all read about all this. So here's the badge components kind of laid out. I got some LEDs, got the microcontroller, everything that we're going to end up using. Contents, schematic PDFs, this the Waveshare Raspberry Pi 2040 0. So here we get into main board soldering. So for the majority of this, I will be using a heat gun and paste, but I know not everybody has a heat gun. If you need help doing this kind of soldering, I will be putting out a soldering tutorial hopefully within the next week or two. I'm waiting for a couple of parts to come in that I want to feature in that video as well. But until then, you can get away with soldering, just adding a little bit of solder on one of the pads for these small projects, or these small parts. And then with that, you can then hold the component in tweezers, because you no longer have you're no longer having to hold the solder. You can hold the components with tweezers, heat up that solder that you've already put on that pad, and then place the component down, remove your soldering iron, and let it dry, and your component will be right. Which again, I will be doing a tutorial on this soon, and we'll have how to do it with the heat gun and with just a regular soldering iron. So again, here's all the main board parts and how they're labeled. So which one to use where. You get to R3, 6, 4, 2, 5, all that fun stuff. Main board, it's kind of a picture of how it is now. The display board assembly. And then the completed project. The demo code is here. If we go back to the Amulet of Entropy, if we look at the software, it goes into detail about what the badge kit can do. So you have your user guide for how to use it, setup for actually setting it up, even walking through how to set it up with the Android IDE. Let's look at what some of this badge can actually do. So it's got dragon eyes, which are these 4 things. Arrow gems. Okay, so you'll actually put those gems that we saw in the bags there. Buttons, power switches, all that fun stuff. So in the entropy modes, you have flip a coin, roll a die, pick a card, tarot card, and magic 8-ball. And it's all based on this entropy pool stuff. I don't know, it's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to figure out. And once we get it all put together, I'll try to go through what exactly it entails and what it looks like. Let's move back over to the other camera and get to soldering. Alright, so we got it all put together. Let's go ahead and get it powered up and just see what it looks like. I do not have the battery option for this, but it seems pretty cool anyway. And the battery can just be any 3.7 LiPo with a JST connector that actually fits in this. There's some suggestions on both the GitHub for this and on the Instructables page. Let's let it gather entropy. Alright, our entropy is full. So now we can do a coin flip. And let's go ahead and just say yes to the coin flip. And it came up tails. So we'll go back. Let's do coin flip again, see if we can get heads. Alright, so that's the coin flip. Let's roll a dice. So it doesn't like show a roll animation or anything. As you can see, it just flips through the pictures. They are random though, so that helps. Let's see what else we got. Coin flip again. Let's go back up. Pick a card. 8 of clubs. 2 of diamonds. Alright, go back. Go back up. It's tarot cards. Whatever that means. I don't have a hot glue gun readily available, so I didn't glue any of these diamonds on. The magic 8 ball. Yes. Most likely. Outlook not so good. Well, that's not in on that one. Decidedly so. That'll work. And let's see. And then we're back to coin flip. So that's the demo of it. You can look more into it. I do want to cover a couple of tips. Nothing specifically in building the hardware, but more in getting everything flashed. So first off, let's look at the GitHub for this amulet. And let's go to the setup. This will give you a little bit more about actually setting up or uploading the programming to it. One thing that you need to make sure of is that under board manager, the Pi Pico version that you want to use is not the most current one. I could not get it to flash with it. There's a lot of other people in the comments of the instructables, and even in the GitHub it mentions that you may not be able to use the most current, which is fine. So what you want to do is you want to go to your PyPico, and then just when you're installing it, hit select version, and you want the 1.13.3. And that one's the one that worked for me. That seems to be the one that's worked for everybody else on the instructables. And then also for these, I would go ahead and download the version that he uses here. I think the only one I actually ended up downgrading was the JPEG deck. Everything else was able to work as is. And then finally, this Arduino Pico little FS plugin. It kept giving me troubles, but it's because I wasn't reading all the instructions for it. So if you look over here, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. On the Amulet of Entropy, it tells you, do not skip this step. I overlooked this step, so it took me a good 30 minutes or so to finally figure it out. But what it is here, flash size. For the longest time, mine was just set to 2 megabytes, no file system. So you want to select 2 megabytes with 1 megabyte of sketch and 1 megabyte of file system. And then whenever you do the Pico Little FS data upload, it'll actually upload all the pictures like it's supposed to. So those are the hangups I had. Everything else seemed to work. Everything about it's pretty cool. I would like to look in and see how all these different sensors work. I know there's been a couple other updates of this and some other people working on it. But this one should still be available on Hackerboxes. And if this Hackerbox interests you, go ahead and pick it up. It's on sale for 10 bucks off. At the time of recording this video anyway, and I will be posting it tomorrow, so it should still be on sale. But yeah, again, another good badge from Hackerboxes. That brings me up to 2 or 3 badges now, and I've got a lot more coming. I did receive some more stuff in the mail, so I have some WLED projects that will be coming up. Everything's going well. I just hit 50,000 on Instagram. I'm almost at 1,500 on YouTube. Let's keep it going. Subscribe, like, and we'll keep moving on. Thanks.